As I said, I've been to this place once before, but it's definitely worth another look. There's no way you can catch this entire house over here, and then this cabin over here, which is also where the memorial is at, all in one trip. So, plus toilet row here. So we'll go look at this again. Now you can see right up the hill that there's a person with a trailer. There are 4 mining claims up here that are actively worked, as you can see, because there's a brand new truck up there and a new trailer. But they do keep the cabin open. So, and this actually was Gold Eye Claim 4, but we're not going to prospect. We are just going to treat it like a little bit of a museum here. This is actually cleaner than it was the last time I was here. Looks like they're using it because that didn't used to be here. Still nice that this is all in one piece. Now we'll head up to here. Plus they still got their nice equipment. But you can see the sign right there, do not go beyond this point. So, we'll play by the rules, at least for now. And like I said, this is way cleaner than it was the last time I was here. So the people have done a good job of taking care of this. You've got that old mine rig over there. I'll take another look at that one too. You can see some stonework there. We're going to stay out of their mine. Then you got this over here. Now that's fenced off, but it's still interesting, and I didn't get very close to that, but I'll get some shots of that this time too. It was just a very interesting and eclectic bunch of items that we'll sign the guest log too. Nice little sign there. Wade, Dub and Ellen. Cool little stuff, cool little equipment. All nice and wet now from all the rain. The flag definitely didn't get replaced since the last time I was here. But $1947. A spur had a little horseshoe in 1947. Yep, there it is. The old car frames are still up on the pillars too, which I thought were interesting. Those didn't get moved. We got a couple of shafts here, which have all been graded off, that go down a long way, part of this mine. One over here as well. And one thing I'd like to point out is that this is what I would like to see property owners and mining claims and stuff like that do. If they have historical property on it, keep it open, access, and let people be able to stay as part of the past. I mean, I don't want to toss people under the bus, but I've seen people that have old historic buildings on it and they close it off to the public, and then the public still tries to get in there, and then there's bad blood all the way around, and then things wind up getting destroyed. And that's not the way it should be. Everybody should have a little responsibility. These people, good on them. I hope if you see this that I am giving you some serious props and points for keeping this open and available so that people can look at it. Very good of you. And for the people that are actually watching this, that go out and do this sort of stuff, respect the property, especially if you know people are actively working a claim. And this one's definitely active. So now, that being said, oh, look at this. Still got the old cables. Goes all the way up. And then all the way down there. Wow, cool. Anyway, as I was saying, you've definitely got some that you can tell that aren't being worked, haven't been worked. Everything's faded and dilapidated. That's a totally different subject. And even then, you still have to respect the claim until you find out for sure that it is not owned or active. And don't take anything. But my personal feeling is it's still good to be able to explore it, document it, get some film so that generations after us are going to be able to know that something was there, because all of this is going away, and quickly. Now, this is what I was saying, that it looks like a bit of a Mad Max film. Sort of like a small version of the gate at Wasteland. Alright, I've talked enough, at least for the moment. Now, like I said, this is across from the gold and the gold I mine claims and the Miners Memorial. But this is also actively being worked. That is a new trailer. There's a porta potty out here. So there is definitely some money to be made out here, it looks like. It's way cool, but and there's a later model quad and a box truck, so looks like they're going to be working this, or they are working it. Alright, continuing on. One of my favorite signs is still here, and that's cool. I won't say it so that if this ever gets to the point where it can be monetized, but you can read it for yourself. Obviously, we're not going to go to La Paz Valley. We're going to go to the other one. Hopefully, you'll see why. Now, we are going to head up towards the Yellow Dog Mine because there's also an old abandoned cabin up there. But there's a mine. Unfortunately, that mine took me out for 3 weeks because I caught some cactus on the side of the leg, which apparently may have had some feces on it from some animal, and I wound up with cellulitis for 3 weeks and had to take antibiotics. But there was enough about that adit in its crystalline structure on the inside, as I remember, that I wanted to go back and look at it with better light. So that's where I'm headed. Now this is the old miner's shack that I had talked about before. So we're going to go take a look at this again. Well, the claim paint on the side of the rocks, that still looks fairly new. You can see one there, one is over there. You can see it right there to the left and back on the mountainside from the mine, up in between the two. But as I remember, this miner's shack was actually kind of cool. And it had really old bricks. They're still there. Good. Really old bricks leading up to it. So somebody had put some work into it. Old tin roof. Still got a couple of chairs in it. The Yellow Dog Motel. All the newspapers are gone. That's too bad. Somebody's got a sleeping mat. Definitely a rough miner's shack. And then you got this one over here. There was a table in it. Still is. Be an interesting place to take a group for a picnic. This hasn't changed a whole lot since the last time I was here. Floor's not falling through. That's a good start. Then you had this bed frame that was actually possibly covering a shaft, but it might have just been like a little cistern. Still really quiet around here. Now there are two open holes to the back side of this. They are actual shafts. They are fenced off. Those are over here. I'm just looking up here to see if I see any tailings. It kind of looks like it up there, maybe. That area might have been worked. Now this is what I was talking about. The signs were really old. All the signs on this particular property are pretty old. I do have a mining claim sign right here. I will look that claim up just to see if it's an active claim. I'm not obviously going to go. When you look at this, actually these have been covered over now. And back in the distance, I see a post. So somebody's working this. All right, time to go down the road a little bit more because that's where the mine that I want to get to is, or I should say the adit. Okay, we're about a quarter mile up from the Yellow Dog, and this is the adit that I had wanted to come back to. So I was able to find it, and that's a good thing. And see if memory serves me correct. Now it's interesting because I don't remember this JK in White Rocks. So it's really nice. I haven't seen much traffic out here. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to get some gloves, throw a bottle of water in my cargo pocket. Like I said, this did not go well because of all of the cholla cactus that was blocking the entrance on the ground. I'm fully expecting that to happen again. I am wearing my Danner boots this time. I think I had my half boots on last time, and hopefully I did not catch more infected cacti in the side of my leg again, or I'm going to be a really not happy camper. But I really wanted to see this again, so let me toss in a couple of flashlights and everything else I need, and let's go explore it. Okay, we are here. Just as excited as I was the first time. Although it was a surprise when I cleared this plateau the first time and found that entrance. But this is a view of where I'm at. And you see trails off in the distance all over. There's definitely stuff to explore up here. I could spend a week, but after I explore this cave again, or this added again, it's all new. I haven't explored anything else up in here. I think off in the distance is a combination of either the Kofa Wilderness or Yuma Proving Ground. They're both like side by side. I want to hit that up too. I don't know where I'm going to go from here. Like I said, I got all my camping stuff, so I'm going to be doing an overnighter. And this is free range after this. Just driving slow and looking around and seeing what I can find. And in the meantime, let's go explore this one more time, but with good light. And I already am going into this knowing that it is loaded with little cholla burrs. But you can see, look at this. Right here, all the good coloration right there. All of this right here, that's all quartz vein work. And all of this right here is all quartz vein work. So you can see why they wanted to pursue this. All right. Fortune favors the bold. Okay, now you can see early on what I was talking about. But also, look at that. Look at this coloration. This whole added is just crazy. And it gets better as we go back there, as I remember. But anyway, unfortunately, I will be picking this stuff out for an hour. I'm going to try to stay to the center here, but that is all piles of cholla cactus that I have to walk through that caught right here at the entrance. Now somebody laid this cardboard down since the last time I was here. Thank you, whoever you were. You can see Let me go ahead and expand this out. There we go. Now, this is about 7 feet high. You can start to see some of the crystalline formations. Now this is one very solid at it. See how it just kind of there's just, I mean, now that I'm on my second visit and actually looking at this, it's mostly quartz that's, and you can see it down here. Oh, look, a spider. But you can see how it's starting to sparkle up a little bit back, even further back here. And a bat. That caught me off guard. I'm just wondering, like this color right here. That's definitely opaque right there. That's nice. There's some nice crystal in here. Let's see what's down in the pile. Let's keep, and the whole wall is this way. And, ow. I like how it went in the knee, but that was my fault. I shouldn't have kneeled on the ground. That's okay. You can see where they were digging out. Right here. Amethyst, maybe? There's old lettering back here. O-L. Looks like an 8. Anyway, and this is where it ends. They didn't go any further. And you can see how it changes up here. It's almost like a green granite, and you can also see all the layers right there. How it all just kind of plays out. But I think when I was on the way out the last time was when it just seemed to like sparkle so much. Well, I wish I had a claim on this one because I could definitely work this for crystals for sure. Like right there. Alright, I'll be back with you all in a moment. I'm going to share, or I'm going to save a little battery here. Okay, I'm a lot closer to the entrance now. I've been slowly making my way back, just checking it all out. There's some pretty deep crevices in here, but you can see the field of cactus that I partially just stepped in. Glad I got my danners on. Okay, and there's my bat, so I'm going to have to watch out for him. Or her. Anyway, I'm going to shut the camera down, slowly make my way out of here, and then we'll head back to the Jeep. This was still cool. Not quite as sparkly as I remember, but definitely probably one of the largest veins of quartz that I've walked through, so very impressive. So the question is, where now? I did make it back to the one, obviously, that I just got done exploring. And it's all free range after this. There's just so much up here to explore that obviously 2 days isn't going to do it either, but I guess I just need to pick a direction and go. So let's see where we wind up. Well, quarter mile up the trail where it dead ends, this looks like it's got some promise here. So it's going to take a little bit to get up there, but those are pretty substantial tailings. So if you don't look, you don't find. So I guess I'm going to go take a look. Well, I'm most of the way up. It is getting windy, so I'll talk louder. And I'm finding evidence of green mineral. I've got it on this rock. I've got some over to my left. And I saw some up this way too. Not sure exactly what that means. It is definitely getting steep. You got it right there. Turn it around. That almost looks like copper. That's a little green for copper on that one, and you can see it on this right here. So, interesting. We're almost there. And it's definitely rock that has a green tint to it. Really, really steep. And that's an interesting one that almost looks like petrified wood. Okay, as you can see behind me, I did find something. You get an at it. I don't think it goes very deep unless it turns off to the right or left. But it's still something. But since I saw two tailing piles, there might be a second one off to my right. But we'll go scope this one out first. I'm just catching my breath because that was fairly steep, as you can see by the drop off here and where I came from off in the distance. I had to work to get up here. Okay, well, something shelters in here. Occasionally, anyway. And here is where some of that green mineral is. Wow, look at the amount of droppings in here. But this is all the further it goes. So, not much on this one. Maybe 30-40 feet at the most. So, shutting down, I'm going to grab my pole and walk around the corner. Here we go, adit number 2. This gives you a better view of the wash and the roads on both sides of this wash, and how much there is out here to wander around and look at. And I think that's the end. That's as far as it goes, right up there. But there's no way across that I know of. So I'm going to have to go all the way back down to Yellow Dog to come back up to go across. But that's okay. I'm going to run out of daylight here fairly soon anyway, but let's go take a look and see what's going on in this one. It's not as tall, but it definitely goes further back. Alright, I'm going to shut this off for a minute and get a flashlight. Well, this one goes way further back. And I already know there's bats. Multiple bats. Oh wow, look at this. This one's cool. Get that. I know this goes around. I saw a bat fly in here. Wow, look at this. And that's bat poop. Or, oh no. Oh hell no. That is all cholla. How can it be that way this far up? Let me back up. That sucks. But it doesn't look like it goes any further. Okay, as I said, this goes off and up, and it's filled with cholla cactus. Signs people have been in here. And I know I saw bats. Little side chute up here. Ooh, look at all those bats. I'll keep low so they can fly high. I know somebody that hates bats. Okay, that's all the further it goes. Well, let's take a look to the side. Yep, so let's get out of their home. This actually goes probably 100 feet or more. With offshoots. So that was definitely worth a look. And definitely not like the other cave. Because this just doesn't... This has the green... Whether that's copper or some other mineral. Obviously, you guys that are watching this, if you see something that's kind of a cool little offshoot. But if you see something that looks familiar, please leave comments, because I'm no geologist. Okay. Well, that was cool. Not as cool as the other one, but still. Glad I explored it. It was warm in there. It's cold out here. Alright. Shutting this off. and going to contemplate my next move. Okay, I'm out still free ranging, going back further into the same area that I was at, and that looks suspiciously like a that looks suspiciously like a trail going up to some, maybe a mine up on top of that mountain. I really, I could get back a little closer. I'm pretty sure my Jeep isn't going to make that, so I would actually have to hike up that. That might be a morning thing. That looks interesting. Now I got another area back over this way that's the same way, so this is really interesting back here. There's a lot back here, a lot more than I knew about. So we're going to keep poking our nose. Okay, driving by and I saw the stack and decided to come see what it was. And it looks like a little dynamite shack almost. It's just a little bit of a tank cut and welded together. Got a half clamshell door. Goes back about 5 feet, but it's filled with cholla cactus, so I'm not even gonna come close to stepping foot in there. Still, cool random find. Okay, sun's starting to go down, so I've decided I'm gonna go ahead and pitch a tent in this area where I'm at. I am on BLM land, at least according to the road signs that I've seen. But this is a pretty area. I'm up on a hill. I've got a little saddle further down this way if I want to go down in the saddle. But I've got a mountainous backdrop. Got some clouds. That means I should have a great sunset to take pictures of. And just really enjoy the peace and quiet. Off in the distance over here you can see that last set of mines that I explored. So that would, yep, over, down, over, right in there. But got the valley off in the distance, a little bit of sunshine back down that way. Uncharacteristic for me, no wind. So I think I'm going to enjoy this. This is the first time that I've solo camped in quite a while. Missed it. Alright, I'll check in with you all in a little bit. Like I said, I'm going to start unpacking some stuff and then wait for the sky to turn pink. And go from there. Cook myself up a little bit of something. Good morning. Time for round 2. Note to self, hilltop camping may not necessarily be the best thing, but I don't think I would have gotten any better further down. The weather report didn't show that there was supposed to be that much wind, but there was so much wind last night that it took the top off my tent. Over here there was a table. My chair is over here somewhere. My cook stove is over there. You can see by the teeth, it ripped the lid off the food box and took stuff out of that. It makes for an interesting morning. I don't even know how to get out of my tent without having it blow away. It did fold over on itself in the night. Well, and that noise you hear, I think, is one of my cups. And it did put a small rip in it. So that's how my morning is starting right now. Well, the answer to where my table is way down there. So the wind definitely caught it. So now I'm going to have to definitely clean up my camp here. This is going to take me a little bit longer than it did to set up, it looks like, just to leave no footprint, so to speak. What? Well, I'm kind of exploring the valleys here. Checking some areas I haven't checked before. Going slow because it is a little steep and it has rained. Now I have found a bunch of little exploration pits as I go, but this one is pretty interesting. I mean, because this has some veins of raw mineral that I'll show you. I mean, you can see how the vein work comes straight down there, but look at this. And this is all, this whole area right here. This could still be actively worked. I really need to find out what mineral this is. I don't think copper comes out this way, so I think it's something else. Anybody that sees this video that knows what this might be, I sure would like to know, because all over the state this is one of the things I do run into. Look at this up here. Anyway, you can see I'm still pretty remote. Okay, time to keep traveling. Well, was kind of making my way back to the main road, or the main dirt road, and saw another adit up here. So we're going to go check this one out real quick. Well, this one they tunneled down to about 45-degree angle. I don't see any water down there. I don't think it goes that deep. Maybe 50 feet, maybe a little further, but there's another one directly above it. So we're gonna scope this out real quick. And I do see wood down there. Now this, ooh, look at this. See why they followed it. Look at this. You got this one vein right here. It goes all the way down. That's what they were working. It's almost like powder. Huh. Okay, we're gonna go check out the upper one. And this one is just a little open pit, but you couldn't tell from the bottom. And there's probably another one right over there. All right, moving on. And yet another interesting area that I saw. You can't really see it from here, but we'll hike up this road and take a look. What I'm thinking is that this entire mountain range is filled with mining claims, adits, shafts, mine works. I could be here. We're only about 20 miles from the California border, and we're not very far from the Kofa National Wilderness, which is another area that I want to explore more. But I don't have enough time to spend up here, because everywhere that I'm driving, I'm finding more evidence of old old mining. And I think off in the distance, I don't know if it's going to show it, but right up in there is that one trail that I was contemplating yesterday, and it looks like a big mine back there. Exploration for another day, I think. Okay, what I found is some deep and heavily worked mine shafts. These are definitely not adits. I see timber. Now this is fenced off. I am going to crawl up and take a look. And that's about as close as I'm going to get to this. But I do want to see how deep these go. Holy crap. That is deep. I don't even want to try to get too close to this. And we all know this ground isn't all that stable. Wow, 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 wow. This is cool. But I would really love a long ladder or rappel down into some stuff like this. Well, with rope, this one is probably doable. But on a solo adventure, that's not going to happen. But still, look at the size of this thing. That's probably 50 feet high. And it just keeps going and going down into the depths. And you can see everything that they've worked on this. I'd be interested to see what this mine might have been. I might do some research later, but still, this is definitely a cool find. Alright, I don't think this is the end of my adventure yet today, but even if it is, what a way to end it. Well, we're going to end our adventure at the last camp of High Jolly in Quartzsite. I should say our windy adventure. This is one of the spots where they had the last camel patrol. I won't be doing a lot of speaking because it is so windy, so I'm going to be cutting that out. This is actually a old cemetery. Besides being the last place of High Jolly, which wasn't really his name, but just like I said there, born somewhere in Syria around 1858, died at Quartzsite 1902. Came to this country in 1856. He was a camel driver, packer, scout. Over 30 years to the United States government. This was placed by the Arizona Highway Department in 1935. Thank you for joining me. It's been kind of interesting. Found lots of good stuff to explore. Had my campsite pretty much torn apart by the wind. Other than that, it's been fun. But it's time to go home. Get myself cleaned up. Get a little better sleep since I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. And then plan the next adventure. If you like, please follow me. Subscribe. Go to my Facebook page. And